Hey guys, this is Locke. Today I'm going to be going over how to limit break your units. This is a section that I'm doing aimed at newer players, um, and I'm hoping to give advice because I've seen a lot of people asking questions about limit breaking and where to buy shards and things like that. So the majority of this guide is going to be focusing about how to limit break your unit, where to go to get shards. And then the second part of this video is going to talk in depth about the guild barracks updates and some nifty things that you can do with that. So first of all, you're a new player, seemingly. So the first thing you should do that I've mentioned on a previous video, but it is the very first thing that I think you should be doing, is go to the summon screen and look for the 9-step banner that you can summon to get shards of Yuna and Titus. So assuming you're a new player, I'm hoping that you are, you reroll to be able to get Yuna from the 9-step banner. And at the end of that banner, you should hopefully have Yuna. And you also get Titus for free, so you have both units. And from the banner, it gives you a bunch of shards of both of them that are guaranteed to get. You might get all Yuna shards, you might get all Titus shards. It's very unlikely that you get only one of the two, but you'll probably get like a mixture of Yuna and Titus shards. But the goal for you should be to get both of them to at least level 99. So the very first thing that you want to do when you have finished the banners is that you want to get both of them to limit break 3. So the first thing you can do to get their shards is to go to the shop. So this is their shop, the Final Fantasy X collaboration shop, and you can buy quite a few of their shards here. It says limited to 5 for Titus and limited to 3 for Yuna. So you can buy 120 of Yuna shards, and you can buy 200 of Titus shards. So once you buy 120 shards of Yuna, you still want to get, so 120 Yuna shards is enough to get to limit break 2. You want to get to limit break 3. I will talk about why you want to do that, but first I want to cover how you can get more shards after you bought the 120 shards. So if you like to spend real money, you can get them from the training pack, but I really advise you not to do that. I think there are better deals with the 2000 paid Vizier that you can do. So I do not recommend that you get this. There are other things you can get. So instead, what you should do is you should go look at the normal shop. And you can, like in these slots, you will have, the featured units that show up. So you'll have Titus, Yuna, or even the Bahamut that shows up in these slots. You can refresh this a few times. You can update it for free, and then you would start spending 10 Vizier, and then 50 Vizier, and then 100 Vizier. And it actually goes up past that, but I don't really refresh it too much, so I don't recall the exact values. But you can refresh this for a few times. One thing you should know is that there is a bug right now, so that whenever you refresh it, you're not able to purchase anything right away. So after you refresh it, you can try to click on it and buy it, but most likely it will kind of crash, so you have to restart the game and then purchase whatever you refreshed. For some reason, that seems to be a bug in the game right now. Hopefully it gets fixed. Maybe it already is fixed, but that's the last time I tried it, that was the bug I got stuck on. But yes, so you need to get 120 shards, and just doing this refresh will take you a while. So there is a second method that you want to do to get these shards, and that is actually just to play the game. So you can go to different story missions, you can set up your team that you want, and you can hit embark. And every once in a while, you will proc something called a Whimsy shop. So that Whimsy shop will actually spawn on a third tab in the shop. So like you can see normal, and then you can see mission, and the tab after that will be called Whimsy shop whenever it spawns. And there you are guaranteed to have 3 shards of any units that you own that are featured. So in this case, you will for sure get 3 shards of Titus and 3 shards of Yuna that show up. And on top of that, you will have something like what looks like right now, some units that are featured, but also some non-featured units. So you might be looking for Yuna shards, and you might just get Titus. But at least you're guaranteed that 3 shards. So the best way to get the 120 Yuna and Titus shards right now, well, Titus is kind of easier because you can get it from like you can get 200 shards here, but for Yuna specifically, you get 120 shards here, and then you will need to, you will need to do this, update this and update the shop, refresh the shop, and spawn Whimsy shops to get the 120 shards. So why do I keep saying, you need to get LB3? The reason for that is because of these challenge missions. So you want to get all the shards of Titus and all the shards of Yuna that are here, and to completely clear out this board, you will need your units to be at least level 79. So to get to level 79, your units need to be Awaken 5 and Limit Break 3. So Limit Break 3, to get to there, you need 240 shards. That's why I keep saying that's the first step. Like before you figure out where you want to stop, or how much, like if you want to stop at level 99, level 120, whatever it is, the first thing you want to do is to clear out this board, because this is free shards that you're leaving on the table if you don't get it. So might as well get it, right? Again, especially if you're a new player, like if you're starting now, these are the units that are featured. These should be the units that you focus on, because they will do the most for your team right now. So okay, so you have 240 shards from here, and so if you say you only have your unit at Limit Break 2 and Awaken 5, you can still get a bunch of these shards. You can get, for example, I can't click on these missions right now, but some of them are for lower limit cap. I think there's one, you get a bunch of shards for hitting level 30 and then level 40 and so on. So you can, the part of the 120 can come from this, but you will never go wrong getting 120, 240 shards already from the shop, and then an additional, I think, 120 shards here. So in total, that will give you 240 plus 120, so that's 360 shards. And you can also get a few shards from the mission. So unfortunately, there's a bug right now that I am not able to do this, because if I already did this mission, then when I it was a bug when I did these missions, and I did not get the reward. And if I do the missions now, I am not able to get it because of some bug. But if you're starting now and you haven't done these missions yet, you can hit the character quest. To get to the character quest, you have to have one of your units reach level 40. So for example, Titus, he reaches level 40, and then you click on this button over there in the corner, and it will take you to his character quest. You complete the character quest, and then you go back to the mission where I just showed you, and you'll be able to claim 40 extra shards for the character. Again, that is this box right here. The it's right on his character portrait, it's at the top right corner. So those are some places you can get free shards. Another source of free shards right now is the login. So in the login bonus, you are able to get 40 plus another 40 shards, so 80 shards of Titus, and 80 shards of Yuna as well. So in total, you're getting quite a bit of free shards. So you're getting 120 shards from the challenge board, 40 shards from the mission, and then you're getting another 80 shards from his the login. So in total, you should be doing the Whimsy shop and the the total normal shop refreshes until you have 600 shards of Titus and Yuna. I think that you should at least aim to get these units to level 99, because again, if you're a new player, having one or having two, I guess, very strong level 99 units is going to do a lot better for your account than having a few units that are level 50, 60. So how exactly do you limit break a unit? How exactly do you awaken a unit? That's what I'm going to go into next. So I'm going to start with the unit that I don't have maxed out. So what is a good unit I can use? Let's go with Howlett. So as you can see, Howlett is a limit break 0 and awaken 0. You click on the limit break sign here, and you press the button to limit break. So it is using an item called the Rainbow Wisdom Spear. This typically tends to be your limiting item. It's your real bottleneck of the game, especially when you're new. So instead, like when I started, a lot of people fell into the trap that they started using these vision spheres, because right now for limit break one you only need one. So they're like, oh, I'm gonna limit break one for like a bunch of my characters, like 5 or 6 of them. And then when they moved into like limit break 3 or 4, or especially in the awakened stages, they soon realized that they don't have enough vision spheres to use for all the units. That's why I think you should focus on, just 2 right now. You're getting quite a bit of vision spheres anyway um, from the different units, not from the different unit, from the like the challenge board missions that you do, and also from the login bonus and from the anniversary event. So you have quite a few. To max a unit to level 99, you will need 29 visions, like rainbow vision spheres. So anyway, I'm just going to limit break to 1 to show you. Ta-da! That's how it looks like. It's not anything special, but you'll have to do that up to like limit break 5, and in total to do that you will need 600 of the unit's shards. Now the awakening, you will need a little bit more materials. Awaken 1 is pretty easy, because in Awaken 2 and onwards, it starts at Awaken 1. So Awaken 2 is easy. Awaken 3 and onwards is when you start to require an item that is more limited. But anyway, so right now what you need is these souls. These souls can be farmed from something called the Alchemist Chamber. Uh, it's under the event tab, but here, let me actually go this way to show you where you can get it. So you go to Far Plane, and then you go to Events, and then you go to the Day Training, and here are the Alchemist Chambers. So in this case, I'm looking at Wind. So the different levels correspond to different star souls that you can get. So for example, the Alchemist Chamber level 1 drops Wind Awakening Soul 2 and Wind Awakening Soul, well, actually it only drops Wind Awakening Soul 2. But level 1 drops Wind Awakening Soul 2, level 2 drops Wind Awakening Soul 2 and Wind Awakening Soul 3. So depending on the awakening number you need, you can go to the place that you need to get it. Like for example, if I need Awakening Soul 1, I'll probably be farming on level 2, just so that I can also get the materials for Awakening 3 while I'm farming for Awakening 2. Usually you're able to get these items in the shop, and especially for the lower levels, that's like a much easier way to do this. So if you go down to again the Final Fantasy collaboration shop, you will find this box that sells you 50 of these souls. So this is enough souls to get you to Awakening 4. So I will go back to Howlett to show you the example. So he starts at Awakening 1. You need to go all the way up to 6. So the first one uses Awakening Soul 2. I will cover the other 2 materials in a second. And once I do that, I will then need to go to Awakening Soul 3. And then I will also, after that, I will need to go to Awakening Soul 4. So I'm going to go to 4 as well, because I want to cover a different material. So there you go. So up until Awakening Soul 4, you can get these materials in the collaboration shop, and they only cost gil, so I would definitely recommend you get that than farming for it. 5 and 6, you will need to go to the Alchemist Chambers to get it. So the other 2 materials, the Wind Awakening Prism, the game should give you a few of these right now because of like the anniversary events and things like that going on, but typically you can't farm these. You will have to get them from events. The other place you can get them from is by doing summons. So this is one place, the video summon, actually not the video summon, the anniversary, this part, the normal summon gives you some awakening souls, but it's not a reliable way to get it. But I mean, you might as well do it every 8 hours. You can do it 3 times a day, once every 8 hours, to get slowly build them up over time. Otherwise, you can find them in the Mog shop under different events. So for example, if I look at the events going on right now, I can see that I can buy, there you go, like 20 of these for all the different elements right now in the FFX event medals. If I look at previous events that we had, like this one, I can see that, there you go, that I could have bought like 20 of these medals from that event as well. So typically, you can only buy these from events. They're not farmable normally. So keep a lookout for what elements you need and try to get them up from whatever events that are happening. Uh, so I've covered so far the soul. I've covered the Wind Awakening Prism. The next one is the Wind Fragment of Thought. So this is very similar. It's not really farmable from anything in the game right now. You can farm it similar. You can acquire it similar to how you acquire the Wind Awakening Prism from the different events that are going on. And again, as a starting player, you should be getting a few of these, especially from the anniversary event going on and other like beginner stuff. I believe that would give you some of these prisms and Fragment of Thoughts. I've already talked about the vision spheres. So in total, for awakening a unit to 6 and limit breaking a unit to level 5, in total you will need 25 of these rainbow spheres. So that is quite a big number. And the last item is this Rainbow Fragment of Thought. So you will need 9 of these to level a UR unit, not level, to awaken a UR unit to 6, you will need 9 of these Fragment of Thoughts. So this also has been a bottleneck for some time as a new player back when I started a year ago. Nowadays, they're a bit more generous with this, but it could still become a bottleneck if you start, like if you are building 5 units at a time. Maybe right now, because of the anniversary bonus, you're able to get away with it. But typically, like people recommend that you only focus on 2 URs at a time, and once you have fully leveled them up to level 99, then focus on the third one. So I will leave that up to you. Count how many rainbow fragments of thoughts you have, divide it by 9, whatever that number is. Like if you have, say, 36 rainbow fragments of thoughts, then you can level, 9, 18, 27, 30. So you can level 4 URs at once. Like you have enough rainbow fragment of thought to fully awaken 4 URs to awaken 6. So those are all the items you need to limit break and awaken a unit to be able to level them to 99. Now I'm going to go over an MR unit because they use slightly different materials. So I'm going to find a unit that I can level, like say this guy. Okay. Well, okay, I'll already limit break him. So let me try a different unit that I have not that I did not limit break. Okay, let's go with Tyrell. Oh, okay, I need to find one that I did not. Okay, this one. So here, instead of the rainbow vision spheres, I only need the azure vision spheres. So MR units don't compete with the materials for UR units. So if you are going to, say, level Mon to level 99, that is not going to have a significant impact on competing for materials with your UR units. They use a different vision sphere, and they also use a different fragment of thought. So I'm going to get this up to awaken 4 so you can see. So right now it's showing me a rainbow fragment of thought, but if I click awaken, you can see that instead of using a rainbow one, I can use this azure fragment of thought. So this way, if I do that, I am not using my limited rainbow spheres to awaken a MR unit. But there are some materials that they do share. The materials that they do share are the fragment of thought materials and the awakening prisms. So you have to kind of be careful. So if when you're looking at your roster, if you happen to pull, like, say, Ketone, and you're really wanting to raise Ketone, and you're also thinking of raising Mont, you might not have enough awakening materials to raise 2 Earth units at the same time. So in that case, I would avoid focusing on Mont. I would focus on like a different MR maybe. But as long as they're not the same element, you can work on a MR unit and a UR unit, and they will not be competing for materials. So that's a good thing. So you can focus on, say, like 2 or 3 URs and 1 MR unit and raise them all at the same time. So that's about it for the section on how to limit break and how to awaken a unit. Now I'm going to go into the next section, which talks about the guild update, the guild barracks. So, so to start off, this is how you access it. You go to the guild. Oops, let me get rid of all of these pop-ups. And let me go again just to show you. Okay, so you have the button on the bottom here that says guild. You click on that, you go to this menu, and you can click on the barracks. So when you first go into the barracks, you will have this bar here. It will not say 20,000. It'll probably say, I think, like 5,000 or something. So you hit replenish, and you can hit this expand button to increase that limit up to a maximum of, I have no idea what the maximum is, but it is more than 20,000. It'll cost you Visio to expand this. And you will unlock more slots. Like I have 5 slots right now. You unlock these slots as your guild as your guild completes these guild statues. I forget which statue it is, and I don't want to go look at it right now. But when you, like, as a guild, when you keep leveling this up, more of these character slots become open that you can put characters in the barracks. So when you start a barracks, it'll actually look something like this. Like your units, your barracks will be set to give you JP instead of shards, and you can acquire JP in different ways. So I would very highly recommend you change this into shards right away. You need to click shards first. It will be locked. Just click it, and then it'll be open up, and then you can click it again to change the mode to be getting shards instead of JP. So there are a few nifty things that you can do with this, and this is in particular to limited time units. So for example, when I get a shard of Victora, my Victora is level 99. It's already maxed out. When I get a shard of Victora after level 99, I get a Mind Spear. And that Mind Spear will say it is a Victora Mind Spear, and I will need 400 Victora Mind Spears to get my Victora to level 120 whenever her X job becomes available. This is not the same with limited units. Like both my Yuna and my Titus, after level 99, when I've already invested 600 of their shards, they give me a different kind of Mind Spear, and I will show you what that Mind Spear looks like. So I will go into the Mog shop to buy one of their shards, and I'll show you the name of this Mind Spear. So I'm buying one Titus shard. I already have, like, he's already past level 99, so I already invested 600 in him. And I buy one, and it becomes a UR unit Mind Spear from FF10, Final Fantasy X. So this Mind Spear is actually shared between both Titus and Yuna. So what that means is that if I'm looking at the guide barracks, and I stick both of them in here, and both of them are level 99, every 12 hours it's going to give me one of their shards. So every once a day, if I make sure that I replenish my food, I will be able to get 2 shards each of Yuna and Titus in this guild barracks. If they're both level 99, instead of getting their shards, I will be getting Mind Spears. So that's 4 Mind Spears a day, and I can use those 4 Mind Spheres on one unit. I don't need to split them 50-50 between Yuna and Titus. So what that means is, for example, I could have Titus at level 99, and I could leave him at level 99, and I could put 4 Mind Spheres into Yuna every day, using the setup from the barracks. So so that means that I will be able to get Yuna within 100 days if I'm only looking at barracks. If I'm not doing anything else, I'm getting Yuna from level 99 to level 120 in 100 days instead of 200 days. Like Victora, if I'm only looking at the barracks, she will get 2 Victora Mind Spheres a day, and I will need 200 days to get her to 400 Victora Mind Spheres. This is not the same with Titus and Yuna. So depending on what you're doing, like say you are a new player right now, right? And you have some Visor that you got from events and quests and things like that. Maybe you don't want to get them to level 120 right now. Maybe you do, because maybe you realize that is the best bang for your buck right now, and that is that's how you want to start the game. So you're going to spend all your Vizier right now within the first, say, week, and get both of them to level 120. That's totally fine. Um, like, there's nothing wrong with doing that. That's one way to play the game, uh, by having a very, very strong account to start off with. But a different approach is to leave both of them in the barracks at level 99, because at level 99, their units are already quite strong. Um, and they can tackle a lot of content in the game. Like a lot of people are using, especially right now, a lot of people are using when they're farming stages in brutal quests and raids and stuff. We're all using level 99 units. I'm sure they're going to slowly start power creeping the difficulty of PvE content, but that's going to come, maybe in a few months, right? And if you have 2 months to get one of these units to, well, not 2 months, 3 months, 100 days. If you have 100 days to get one of these units to level 120, maybe that's okay. But anyway, I'll leave that up to you. You can get them to level 120, right now if you want, or you can stick them in the barracks and over the next 100 days get one of them to level 120, and then 100 days after that get the other one to 120. That also gives you a lot of time to figure out what you like in the game. Like maybe if you, like say you spend all your Visio right now on Titus to get him to level 120, and then 1 month later you realize, actually, I don't really like Titus so much. And now I feel like I wasted 50,000 Visio on Titus, and I'm not really using him a lot. Well, I mean, that's too bad, right? So, as a newer player, you don't really know what you want and what you don't. I think having Titus at level 99 is good, and like for sure you will use all these characters at some point in some places. But I think you can get away with using them at level 99 instead of 120. So anyway, I'll leave that up to you. I just wanted to touch on that fact. Some other things that you can do with the barracks is, so I had Orlando from a long time ago. I pulled him, I think, on like the last day of his event, so I didn't get him. I only had like 40 extra shards of his. So ever since then, I have just I've not really leveled him up, so I just stuck him in the barracks. I don't know when his event is going to rerun, but whenever it does, like if it reruns in another 60 days, I will have an extra 120 Orlando shards for when that event comes. So I think that's great. Like that's 120 shards that I'm not spending Vizier for. Something else that I can do is, so I have Winter Victora at level 99, and at some point her X job is going to come and I will need another 400 shards of hers. Um, so by sticking her in the barracks right now, I'm reducing that cost from 400 mind spheres of Winter Victora that I need down to whatever amount that I'm getting right now by sticking her in the barracks. I'm actually going to put Winter Venera in here as well, but I just want to show you something. So you can see the shard says that I will need, under Victora, this one, it says that I will get a shard of hers in 10 hours and 32 minutes. If I happen to run out of time, like say the food goes down from like 12,700 all the way to 0, that will be in 3 hours. So this timer, the timer says 10 hours and 32 minutes. That'll go down to 7 hours something, and it will stay stuck at that. It will not, like, you will not lose a progress. Whenever you log back into the game, say you log back in like 4 hours, this 10 hours and 32 minutes will be stuck at 7 hours and something minutes. And when you replenish food, that countdown will start again. So you don't lose any progress by if you forget to refill this bar, you don't lose any progress by doing that. So that's good. The bad thing is that if you switch out a unit, you completely erase their progress. So right now you get a shard once every 12 hours, but if I switch out, Victora for Winter Venera, see, this will reset my timer. So it goes from 10 hours back to 12 hours. So, and it starts again. So, be mindful of that. Like, you might lose some progress. Like, if you're about to get a shard within the next hour, maybe just wait for the hour before you switch out. So I wanted to point that fact out. And again, something else that I'm doing, so I have both Winter Victora and Winter Venera in here, and both of them are going to give me, again, 4 shards a day. So when their X job is released, I'll probably only invest in Winter Victora because I really like her X job. But this way, I'm getting 4 shards a day instead of 2 shards a day for Winter Victora. So I think that's something I can do. If you happen to have, like, if you're a new player, you probably don't have like a bunch of these like Final Fantasy tactics units. But if you're an older player that happens to be watching this video, if you have Orlando, Ramza, and Agrias, I'm sure at some point their X shop will come. If you put all 3 of them in here, or maybe you also have Delita and you put him in here as well, so you have 4 of the Final Fantasy Tactics characters, you can get 8 shards a day in terms of Mind Spears for them. And so if they're released in, say, 10 days, you have 80 Mind Spears already in just 10 days for one of these units that you can use instantly. So those are the tips and tricks that I found out with the Barracks. I hope you enjoyed this video. I will be trying to do more videos like this that are like introductory and tell you how to, do something. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you have any questions or comments, please leave me a comment down below. I will do my best to answer it, and I am open to feedback as well. I am a bit new to doing more of these explanatory kind of videos, so feedback is always appreciated. Thank you for your time. I hope you enjoyed.